you see newspapers all the time getting rid of, sort of the arts and cultural sections where they're not covering. And I would imagine sort of writing, and reading, I've heard you speak on the importance of writing and reading every day and creating projects that build like experience and showing your work, and it sounds like it's a very disciplined approach and kind of figuring out and staying in sort of that one lane and figuring out your lane, or as you touched on before we got started, like running your own race. Um, how has that mindset like shaped your career trajectory? Like, you touched on earlier some of these wins in the last year. How is that approach of just really being on your craft, being on your job, if you will?
I think one of the main things for me is has just been honesty. You know what I'm saying? Like I just try to be honest with as many artists as possible. Like people look at some of the awards I was lucky enough to win, some of the projects I was lucky enough to work on, and they make the mistake of thinking I'm like one of the biggest writers in the world, and it's like I'm not. It's levels. I work really hard. I try really hard. I show up for other artists, especially writers, as much as I can, and I try every day. And I also think like we're in this weird space where everybody's comparing, themselves to everybody else, and it's not healthy. Everybody's, it's people who would love to have my career, and I know that it's people careers who I would trade my career for in a second. And it's just real, you know what I'm saying? Like I never had a million books in print. I've never been on, you know what I'm saying, Gail King. I never had none of that kind of stuff. But I have friends who do, and I celebrate them proudly